Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are watching from and what time you are seeing this video. My name is Ifai, and today, quickly, I would like to show you how to connect Prometheus server to Grafana for effective monitoring of your infrastructure. What did I say? Connecting your Prometheus server to Grafana for effective monitoring. And before we jump in to the demonstration, let me quickly run you through on what is Prometheus, what is Grafana, where, how, and why are they used. Okay, so before now, we had this traditional way of deploying applications, where you have your application stack, one whole monolithic application deployed in probably a single server, and you just have to keep an oversight just and ensure that you have uptime, ensuring you have proper network connection, and of course monitor your disk usage and memory usage on the server and all that, just to ensure that your application is up and running. Yes, on a single server, it can be quite a daunting task, but yes, you have to check your system log. You have to check application log, especially when you have downtime. You have to go check logs to see what has gone wrong and what should be done. Okay, but today, in this modern world of DevOps, Kubernetes, containerization, and microservices, it has become extremely complex and more difficult to provide proper monitoring over this kind of infrastructure, where your application, where your services are interconnected and dependent on each other. A situation where a failure in one part of the application module can cause chains of failure and a complete downtime. you know Imagine in this kind of environment, you have to check logs, application log, and system log, just because you want to get an insight on what is happening on the application level and also on the hardware level. You'll be losing time. You are losing time. No, that costs the business a lot. And this is the reason why Prometheus was developed. So Prometheus is simply a monitoring and alerting tool that was specifically developed to provide proper monitoring over our cloud native environment. Okay, cloud native environment, talking about a good example is Kubernetes environment, a microservice environment, where you have your application deployed in modules, and these different modules are interdependent and interconnected. That is a kind of a cloud native environment. So if you are looking for a monitoring tool for your cloud environment, for your Kubernetes environment, for your host of servers, of course you can use it for the on-prem host of servers also. You can use Prometheus. Prometheus is the go-to. Okay, so quickly, for this demonstration, for this video, I have set up my Kubernetes cluster. It's running already, as you can see from here, and I already have some services deployed already. I have some pods running. I have things going on within my cluster, and what I want to do right now is to implement some level of monitoring. And what I want to do is to show you how you can connect, again, a Prometheus server, which is monitoring our infrastructure. Okay, how to connect it to Grafana. What is Grafana? Grafana is simply a visualization tool for Prometheus. Prometheus on its own does not provide good visualization for the information, for the data script from the within the cluster. Okay, it needs Grafana to help displayed in a more presentable visualized way to the user. Okay, so quickly I just want to show you what I have running already. Kubectl, okay, get services. So I already within my environment I have host of services running. As you can see, I have deployed my Grafana running, and I have also exposed the Grafana service through a node port. Okay, there are different ways of exposing our services, our containers, let me call it container, our ports to the internet. Okay, there are different ways of interconnecting everything. So one of the ways of that interconnection and giving it access to public domain is through node ports. So I'm exposing this through node ports, and also my Prometheus server is being exposed through a node port, and you can see the port number is 30641. For my Grafana is 30969. Okay, this is because I want to be able to access the services through my web browser. And as you can see, let me show you to obtain the URL. For instance, for my Prometheus, it's simply for this, it's minikube. I'll use the command, watch this, I'll get the mouse away, minikube, okay, service, the service name. All right, this command opens up my Grafana on the web browser. As you can see, yeah, it's open. I had it opened already, but just needed to show you this. Okay, what is happening? Okay, now I'm sure you saw that flash of a red flash within my environment. That was something was going wrong within the environment, but of course, because it is Kubernetes. Kubernetes is an orchestration tool. It has this self-healing capability for my services. All right, okay, so quickly, here we are on our Prometheus interface. And like I said, having deployed the Prometheus, having deployed the Prometheus um, within my Kubernetes environment, it means that already it is scraping data already. It is scraping metrics, and I am going to show you. Okay, it's scraping metrics, but if you come here to the interface, you can't really see any metrics. Where are they? Here, let me show you. Come to status quickly, go to targets. Here we are. Okay, you can see on the targets, we can see our Kubernetes API is up. We can see our Kubernetes node is up. We can see one of one. All right, it's up. You can see Kubernetes node and CI advisor and Kubernetes service endpoint and all that. They are up, they are running. Okay, it means Prometheus is scraping, is getting information about our clusters. Okay, but then you can't really make anything out of this. Let me show you. Let me show you. Come with me. We'll come to graph. Now everything's supposed to be displayed here. For instance, if I want to get information about the disk information within the Kubernetes cluster for every one of my nodes, all I just need to do is to run a query for disk information, format and execute. Now this, I'm sure you can't make any sense out of this entire gibberish here. I don't understand it, but thank God for graphs. Go to graph, you can see this shows information about disk usage, the level of disk usage. If the disk usage is going beyond limits and all that, you will notice here. And then as an administrator or site reliability engineer, you would know what next to do. You know you are running out of disk space. It's not going to take you unawares, thereby causing downtime. Now let me also check something about memory usage. Here Let me see something about node memory, node memory. Okay, let's see node memory. Okay, okay. Let's see this. Okay, format and okay, and if you check graph, it shows yeah information about memory in our node. Right now, this is showing information about just one node because within my cluster, I have just a single node. It's a single node cluster that I have deployed using Minikube. If I have multiple nodes, all the information here will be displayed and you can see how much memory is being used in each node. Okay, so going back, we can say that this approach of monitoring is not sustainable. You can't have effective monitoring based on this. It means that anytime you need to see anything, you have to go around query. No, it's not sustainable. That is why Grafana is there to our rescue. So Grafana aggregates all this view and presents it to you, the administrator. So quickly, let's go to Grafana. Let's go to Grafana. This is my Grafana. What do we have? Yes, this information here. Let's go back to, yes, you can see here there's nothing about Kubernetes yet on the Grafana. Okay, what we have here is, say for this Prometheus stats, by default Prometheus scripts its own data. Okay, so everything you're seeing here, all this graph is information, metrics about Prometheus. Okay, so let's go. First thing we have to do is to connect Prometheus to Grafana for us to be able to view the whole information about our cluster on this Grafana tool. So to do the connection, it is simple. All we have to do is to create a data source, and our data source for this configuration is going to be Kubernetes. How do we go? So after that, then we can create our dashboard. First, now let's create our data source. We go to this setting here, go to data sources. All right, okay, we should have several data sources available. Okay. So this is Kubernetes. This is Prometheus. We should add now to add. Okay, you do this, just add. All you have to do is click. We have a host of them, sources that you can add. So click on Prometheus. What do we do? You have to name, okay, and then add the URL to your Prometheus server. These are the basic and the very important information you need to provide here. Name and the URL. If you get this right, then we can proceed. So let's do this. Let me call this Prometheus 1. Okay. Let me call it my Prometheus. Yips. My Prometheus. Yeah. Okay. What URL? How do you connect it? This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. You need to get the right URL. For instance, see, I have already mentioned that my Prometheus is exposed through these ports. Can you see this IP and this port? All I can do simply is to copy. I copy this, or another way you can get this information is from the command prompt. Earlier I ran the command get service, all right. I mean Minikube service Prometheus to get information about this Prometheus. We're able to get this information. Can you see? And what it reveals is that this is the URL. Same thing I just showed you now on the browser. So simply copy this, all right, and you paste it. You paste it into this hole, okay? Just paste, and that's all we need to do. Yes, so coming back here, we just have to paste this, the IP address with the port number. All this is all you need to do. And just down here, you have the script interval has been set to 15 seconds. Okay, the query timeout 60 seconds. You can leave all this as is. You can leave as is, and then just click on save and test. So if this setting is correct, you will see it at the end of this, and if anything is wrong, you will also see. So we click save and test. Validation error, URL, something is wrong with the URL. Okay, now I can tell you why this is happening. Okay, I can tell you that this is because we already have this URL set before now, because I have this configuration set. Let me show you. Same configuration, same configuration. Data source, data source. Yes, have to get this out. This is same configuration here. Default, can you see this? Same setting, Prometheus, and save and test. This is what I needed to show you. Save and test, and it works perfectly. Now it depends on what ports you have configured your on what port you have exposed your Prometheus. For instance, the default port is 9090. If I change this to 9090, we will have an error because this is not, look at this. Whoa, you have an error. Can you see? If I change this to the another default port 80, we cannot have a connection. All right, you see, same error. Okay, so please ensure you have the correct port number. Okay, so for me it is 306641. All right, with the same IP address. Okay, can you see everything is working fine now? Everything is working fine. All right, so after we have set our data source, what is the next thing? What do we do next? What do we do next? What do we do next? Okay, for this wrong data source, I have to get rid of it. This data source has to go. This is wrong. Okay, because it's a duplicate. So I have to get rid of this, delete. Yes, so we have just one connection. We have a single connection to our Prometheus server. That is done. What is the next thing? The next thing to do now is to set up our dashboard, because with this we still cannot see anything. So we go to dashboard. Let's go dashboard. We just have to import a new dashboard. Okay, let's go to dashboard and you see something. Can you see there's still nothing here like Kubernetes? So we go to new, import. There are different dashboards available. I think if I can remember, 8588. Yeah, 8588, 8588. I really love this dashboard. I love to use this dashboard. So I'm importing this. I am importing this. Okay, so you just type and you click import. type the number. If you know the ID for the dashboard you need, just type it and you import. So what next? You have to specify what source. Okay, what source should this dashboard read? Okay, if you have different connections to different data sources to your Grafana, you have to be careful which you choose at this point. So I have chosen Grafana, which is our only data source for now, and then import. So I'm importing our news dashboard. So ladies and gentlemen, here's our dashboard. Already the data is there, it's been populated, everything is going on fine. Now you can see CPU usage, okay, on my cluster. I understand why this is red. I have deployed this Minikube on a VM, a virtual bus here on this local system. So if this happens on your production environment and you're seeing this, you know what exactly to do. Look into your storage and look into if you are using a VM, you really need to upgrade to something higher. Okay, so CPU usage here. Can you see? Can you see everything is going on fine? Everything is working. Memory usage, can you see this? Can you see? Everything is working. All processes running. Can you see? This is the wonder of Prometheus and Grafana. That means on this one single interface, you can have a complete monitoring. You can have a proper insight into your infrastructure, both on the application level and also on the hardware level. You can get to see if any of these metrics, say the storage or the memory, is going to cause a downtime. You will see the trend. You will see that it's getting to limit or it's above limit. Then you can take the necessary action. This puts you ahead of the game. This puts you ahead of the game. You already know what to do. You already know what to do at this point. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the connection between Prometheus and Grafana. There's still a lot more about Grafana. There's still a lot more like this. You can also still go ahead to configure alerts. I will have to make another video to demonstrate and teach you how to configure alerts with Grafana. Okay, okay, I can save this dashboard. Save the dashboard. I save this dashboard. Yeah, just save it. Yeah, saving. So let's go back to dashboard so you can see what I am saying. Dashboard, it has been saved. Can you see this? This is our dashboard. Anytime you can come back to it. Yes, everything is working. Everything is going well. Okay, now I will make another video, like I said, for configuring alerts. Here is alerts where you can set up your alert rule, contact point, which emails or which channels do you want to deliver the alert, either to Slack, to email. Yeah, you can configure all that, notification policy, silence. You know, we'll have to do this on another video. So at this point, I want to say thank you very much for sticking with me, and I hope this has been helpful, and I hope it is helpful to someone. Thank you very much. Thank you.